What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be looking at potential free agents that I believe and I'm predicting the Detroit Lions will sign this offseason. So let's get started. That's right. So the Lions did not sign this player, and they have not signed any of these players that we will be talking about in the next coming days. What I'm going to be doing is going probably day by day with one free agent I believe the Lions will sign this offseason, okay? Or even maybe draft targets that I believe the Detroit Lions will draft. These are just predictions. They're completely predictions. So no, we did not sign these guys yet. Free agency is not open. I am going to be making predictions on some guys that I believe the Lions will sign in free agency. Now, obviously, a lot of these guys may not even become available, whether it's because they get an extension from the other team, obviously another team would sign them, they get a franchise tag. So sometimes you're going to see that with some of these players. They may not even be available, but at the time of making it, there's a potential they could still be available. So that's why I'm talking about them. Also, the Detroit Lions may not sign these players. I feel like that should be an obvious one, but yes, they may not sign these players that I mentioned. It just may not happen, okay? These are complete predictions, and I'll probably do one every single day up to when free agency opens, or depending on how many players we have by then, maybe I'll wait until the Detroit Lions actually make a signing, and we'll see how many we can actually get right, if we can get any right. I'm really hoping I get one right. If I can get one of these players right, I'll feel happy, okay? If I can get one signing right, I'm going to be happy with myself. So I'm trying to predict players that I really, truly could believe the Detroit Lions would go out and spend money on. Not necessarily guys that I love or I want, but instead, guys that I really do believe the Detroit Lions will go sign in free agency, okay? So today, we're going to start this thing off with a bang, and that's Ted Karras, the offensive lineman from the New England Patriots. Now, Ted Karras is a perfect option for me today to talk about because, one, we know Glasgow, we kind of heard the news yesterday and heard it some more today, that Glasgow is not going to be returning with the Detroit Lions. So we have a hole at the right guard position. Now, it's not impossible to fill, but we could definitely use another guy to go there, okay, instead of just looking at in-house options. So one guy I think the Lions could potentially bring in, and I predict they will bring in, because, again, this is predictions. If your guys' predictions are different, that's cool. I want you guys to go in the comments and give me one player. Just one. Don't give me multiple predictions. No. Don't do that. Just one per video. Because if you do multiple, it's just going to be like, okay, well, what's the point of commenting on the other ones? Just do one per video, and it could be the same player. It could be a different player. It is what you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the same position. Just give me one per video and why, okay? Don't hate on anybody else's ideas, okay? Because, hey, we don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. But I do think this could make sense. And also, give me your argument why. Don't just give me a player. Tell me why you think they will sign him. Now, Ted Karras is a good idea for the Detroit Lions, in my opinion. I think the Lions are actually interested in Ted Karras because, one, he gives you the versatility that Glasgow gave you. Now, maybe not at the same talent level, but he played both center and the right guard position, which obviously Glasgow moved to the right guard position after being a center. So, boom, you get the versatility back in a former Patriot. Former Patriot on his own gives me a big reason why I believe the Lions are automatically going to be interested in Ted Karras because, I mean, hey, Matt Patricia was a Patriots coach. Obviously, I really think the Lions are really going to be interested in a lot of former Patriots. We saw it last offseason they were. Okay, Danny Amendola was with the Patriots. Trey Flowers was with the Patriots. We've seen it before, and I think that may happen once again. Great thing about him as well is he's a relatively healthy player. Knock on wood. He's only missed 3 games in 4 years for the New England Patriots. He's 26 years old, so he's young. He's like Glasgow's age. 6'4", 300 pounds, out of Illinois. His full name is Theodore John Karras. I thought I would point that out. I thought that was pretty interesting. Theodore John Karras. Okay, cool. So now we know what to call him when he becomes a Lion, right? That's my prediction. He was a 6th-round pick out of Illinois, and really his first 3 years with the New England Patriots, he was kind of like not a factor at all. He was a rotational offensive lineman that was a depth offensive lineman. He would come in if you needed him, but really he didn't play that much. In his first year, 2016, he only played in 10% of the snaps. 2017, 13%. 2018, 15%. Oh, snap, now he's getting somewhere. But then in 2019, all of a sudden, he played in 90% of the snaps. So you're probably like, wait, what the heck happened there? How in the world did he go from not playing to playing? Well, David Andrews actually was out for the season. They lost him for the year. Well, most of the year. And because of that, they decided, okay, Ted Karras, you're going to be the starter. And they put Ted Karras in the starter role for the New England Patriots, and he did phenomenally well. Phenomenally well? What the heck is that? He did phenomenal. He was a very good offensive lineman for the New England Patriots. So one reason you may be like, okay, well, why would they not bring him back then if he was good? Well, they will get David Andrews back when he's healthy, so I believe, they're going to keep him at the starter position because he was a good starter, and they're not going to, give a contract to a bench player. They definitely could, but, that's just kind of the thought behind it a little bit. Ted Karras also probably won't be wanting a huge contract. I do think he'll want some solid money because he is young, and the guard class is not great when it comes to free agency. I wouldn't say there's a lot of great players, and at this age, not being relatively healthy, even though you've only really started for 1 year, you're still kind of an intriguing prospect. So I think he's going to ask for more than, his rookie deal of 3 years, 1.8 mil, but I don't think it's going to be insane to where, Glasgow is asked to be one of the highest offensive linemen paid. I think he's going to be, max 3-4 mil a year, which obviously I would be definitely okay with paying, especially for a guy that's healthy and is also a young player that has time to continue to improve. And I think the Lions will definitely be interested in bringing him in to play that guard position. In his first year, he was listed as right guard, second year listed as center, third year listed as right guard, and then his final year, he was listed as an offensive lineman because he could do it all. So that's definitely a guy that I think the Detroit Lions are going to be interested. He's just been a really good player. He's only had 2 penalties last season. Last season, he only caused 2 penalties. Both of those penalties were holding penalties. He had 0 false start, which is obviously a great thing. You don't see guards get as many false starts, I don't think, because, you know, they're in the inside right next to the ball, but he's still 0. I mean, come on, man. That's pretty good for over 1,000 snaps that he played. Over 1,000 snaps, and he's definitely a solid player, and at his age, with the health, I think this is a guy the Lions are going to be really interested in. He's a former Patriot. I just think it makes sense. It's a cheaper contract. You know, you obviously didn't want to pay Graham Glasgow, and okay, you know what? That's your decision. That's your decision. Okay, I respect that, but let's fill someone else in there. I think Ted Karras is going to be an option that the Lions are going to be looking at. So this is my prediction. I believe the Lions sign Ted Karras. I don't know when, not the first. I don't know when they sign him, but I believe they will sign him in free agency, obviously, if he becomes available. But this is my first prediction. Let me know your prediction below. Not necessarily who you want. I mean, you can let me know that too, but your prediction. Okay, give me one player you predict the Lions will sign this offseason. Anyways, I appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below, and we'll continue to do these. Thank you, Pat, for watching, and I'm out.